Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So today I chose the topic for masking our shortcomings because somewhere I felt that we are all very hesitant to admit to our mistakes or things that we do wrong or our so called weaknesses because I guess it makes us feel, um, vulnerable. Plus, maybe no one likes to admit that they're really wrong about something.
Hmm.
And in all of this, we get into this entire battle with ourselves itself to, like, prove ourselves that we will always be right, we will always be perfect, and we develop these defense mechanisms of, pride and righteousness and getting egoistic, all just so that we can mask those so-called vulnerable or not so strong parts of us. So I wanted to basically explore and understand that why do we have a need to mask our shortcomings? What will happen if we admit to our shortcomings and if we just, um, yeah, just admit that we are weak about a few things, we are not good in some things, or we slipped up, or
Hmm.
something happened? What are the associations, or what is the fear with doing that?
Mm,
Anyone want to share?
People don't
Hmm.
um, look with dignity or with respect uh, if they know some of our weaknesses, my
Okay.
weaknesses.
Okay.
And if I talk about particularly masking,
Hmm.
that happens in job area.
Hmm.
So like somebody knows something, somebody is good at something else, and so on, like it's a big team.
Hmm.
So everybody is trying to show that um they know everything. So over the period, uh, if I don't know, I don't admit, I keep silent.
Hmm.
I would I still don't lie that I know, but I just keep silent and let it pass.
Hmm. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's not masking. That's
it's
keeping
a
quiet.
kind of masking only.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to be able to say that if you don't understand something.
yeah. Like earlier, I used to be that vocal. If I don't know, I don't know.
Hmm.
As simple as that. But I over the period, I saw that it is not taken in a good spirit, and people form judgments that
Hmm.
इसका तो ऐसे है, इसका तो वैसे है, not about myself, in general also. So then I found a way that if I know something, I speak out. If I don't know something, I just keep silent instead of admitting vocally
Hmm.
that I don't know.
Hmm.
And it happens in interviews as well. Like if I don't know something, so then I try to mask or found a way to escape that question so that interview can be cleared.
Hmm.
Yeah, so for getting success, I sometimes tend to hide that thing,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
hiding it in itself is a kind of lie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
So for me, basically, I mean, showing my shortcomings is like opening myself to vulnerability.
Hmm.
And I feel that, okay, if the other person knows about my weak spot, be
Hmm.
it in personal life or be it in professional life,
Hmm.
then I mean, the other person can take the advantage. So I do have that kind of fear of being used and fear of not taking in a positive stride every time. So yes, that and of course in professional area also it happens a lot of times. Like uh, I've been given a task, so instead of asking directly and admitting that I don't know,
Hmm.
and so I just keep on searching Google, and but in that process I uh, sometimes I just, from the fear of looking stupid or fear of looking small, I just keep on wasting so much time. I remember that once I wasted in understanding one term around 4 to 5 hours,
Mm.
which I think if the other person, if I would have asked, it was just a 5 minutes job for him. So yes, that is another. So yes, I just keep on struggling. Ki whether I go and admit it, that I don't know, or approach for help, or just keep silent and do my own work.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing this up, Archana, because interestingly, if you notice that, everything that we try to mask by maybe not asking, or, otherwise we would come across as stupid or a certain way, in some or the other form, it still ends up happening. Everything that we are masking or trying to run away from, or be like, oh, this shouldn't happen, which is why I need to behave a certain way, one way or the other, that same feeling, at least for us, if not in the outside world, still comes back.
Hmm.
And that is the catch with all our defense mechanisms, because somewhere we are defending parts of us which feel small, inadequate, vulnerable, or wronged. And those parts, because we are constantly defending and masking them and not really confronting or admitting to them or accepting them, even, they still, after a big long spiral or a big circle, it anyway comes up and surfaces as a feeling within us, and it stays. So all that we do to run away, um, more often than not, doesn't work. So lovely. So thanks for giving me these insights. Let's begin with a few R5 statements. R5 standing for revive, recognize, realign, reorient, and reposition. Of all these reasons why we need to, or feel the need to, mask our shortcomings. So I R5 my association of shortcomings with weakness. I archive my association of shortcoming with weakness. I archive my association of shortcomings with weakness. I archive my association of shortcomings with weakness. I archive my fear of being judged. 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 I archive rejection of parts of me. I archive my need to reject parts of me. I archive my need to reject parts of me. I archive my need to reject parts of me. I archive my need to reject parts of me. I archive my need to escape. 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 I archive my feeling of vulnerability in admitting my shortcomings. I archive my feeling of vulnerability in admitting my shortcomings. I archive my feeling of vulnerability with admitting my shortcomings. IR5, my association of vulnerability with weakness. IR5, my association of vulnerability with weakness. IR5, my association of vulnerability with weakness. IR5, my fear of being my true self. 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 IR5, my need to be perfect. 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 IR5, my need to be right. 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 IR5, the inadequate me. 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 IR5, my vows and promises to the self. IR5, my vows and promises to self. IR5, my vows and promises to self. IR5, my vows and promises to self. How does that feel? What's happening when we say this? How are we feeling?
It's a fear of, again, like being used. I know that consciously what you're saying, it does make a lot of sense. Like whatever we avoid, it ultimately happens after maybe a lot of spirals. But still, that fear of losing something and the fear of, I mean, like I joined my job like after a almost 6-7 years of sabbatical. So I have a like big fear of that. I should not be. I should not be kind of admitting I don't know this.
Okay. So IR5, my fear of being used. IR5, my fear
Of being used.
IR5, my fear of being used. I archive
I
my fear of being used.
used.
I archive my associations of admitting my shortcomings with losing opportunities. I archive my association of admitting my shortcomings with losing opportunities. I archive my association of admitting my shortcomings with losing opportunities. I archive my association of admitting shortcomings with losing opportunities. I archive my association of mistakes with loss. 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 I forgive myself for making mistakes. 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 I see the imperfect me. I feel the imperfect me. I acknowledge the imperfect me. I love and accept the imperfect me. I honor the imperfect me. I honor the brilliance in my imperfect me. I am the imperfect me, and the imperfect me is me. This is
Lots of yawning.
a lot of yarn. So this is a very powerful statement. Seeing and acknowledging and seeing, feeling, acknowledging, loving, accepting, honoring the brilliance, and then integrating fully those parts of us that we fear or we reject. So the imperfect you, the inadequate you, the judged you, the failure you, because these are all perceptions. But when we go through them, when we integrate them using these statements, we fulfill and we complete these experiences a lot sooner and move a little more distant or away from the game of it. Yes.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So I hope all of you found something useful today, and keep doing these statements a little longer, maybe for the next week till we meet next Wednesday again. And yeah, let me know how it feels over the week if you feel like.